back here in Danville, Alabama at Danville High School with Coach Andro Williams. Another edition of the Coach Andro Williams Show. Coach, last time we were out here, we checked in with you. Since then, you've had an off week. So before we dive into this game coming up, first of all, talk about the importance of an off week in the middle of the season and what you guys got accomplished during that off week.
All right, biggest thing is just getting your minds right, healing up any kind of injuries you have, and just trying to get your kids back acclimated to weathering the storm to get to the second half of the season. The way our schedule was set up, we were sort of high-heavy the first half of our season for the most part for us. The physicality of who we were playing and, just being able to weather the storm mentally and physically. And, that's where we're at right now. So we didn't just beat them down last week for us, what we were doing. We needed to be bumped a little bit to kind of get our physicality, kept that live. We practiced on Tuesday and Thursday, 4 pads, and try to give them a little time off, and then try to come back this week and brush up and try to get a plan ready for what we're going ahead for Friday night.
Now, Coach, you got everything still in front of you to play for, obviously, and you kind of set up your schedule to play front end heavy, so you can get your guys tuned in, dialed in down that backstretch. What do you think you got to do to make that happen, come true?
Well, I mean, we really didn't just set it up that way. I mean, it's just the way it fell, sort of, for our schedule. But for the biggest thing, we coming out of the first half of it, we thought that, just personnel, we probably played with the same personnel in these first games that we've had. We hadn't played with the same personnel on the field yet, for whatever reason that we're having to deal with that. But the biggest thing is just trying to get some continuity and kind of go from there. Our kids are finally trying to get game shape. Even some young kids, we talked about that previously, about when you're young like that, you have to get your bodies acclimated to knowing how to handle the aspect of an ongoing season, and just trying to get, understanding how to let their bodies prepare for week in and week out, depending on what we got to do. And we're just getting to that point with our 9th and 10th graders that we're playing. But the biggest part of it is just continuation of knowing what's going on. So we wanted to make sure we take care of ourselves and do what we had to do to manage where we were at this point, and try to get in the second half of the season and try to just still job for position for playoff. And we still have that opportunity right now. So we just got to put it all together. And we know we're going out of region this week against a Pike Liberal team. We just actually picked them up. We were actually set to play Lindsay Lane, which they were on board all the way up until this past week. And we found out that they weren't able to do it. So we picked up Pike Liberal. They were actually looking and made some change in their schedule, a couple games. And that's where we're at right now.
Coach, you just mentioned Pike Liberal, who was going to dive into coming into the season. Nobody knew exactly what to expect from those guys. They were moving up, and they were going to be a very big question mark to people. They've had some movement in and out, some coach changes. Still a very dangerous team. When you turn on that film, what do you see from them, just so your fans will know?
Well, it's scary looking. They got some talent on that football team. They're an 0-5 football team, but probably one of the best 0-5 football teams in this state for us. For us, it's kind of a caliber team. They've been playing some major competition. They playing. I think previously they were set to play up schedule wise, and they had some kids there, but for whatever reason they had some kids that's transferred out or whatever the case might be. This was a team that was a state championship game a year ago, so they got some pedigree. That's definitely ready to go tradition-wise, and they'll be a good football team that come here. They don't have a lot of kids. They sort of like us. They're not as young as us overall, but they playing a lot of young kids. A lot of them playing both ways. They don't play about 14, 15 kids. We don't play probably about 12, 13 for the most part. And, that's on the field continuously. We having to play more because we just got to, but again, they'll be real good competition for us. It should be a good atmosphere. We're actually playing them this week for homecoming, and it should be a good crowd here. They're making the trip up here, and we're just looking forward to playing another type team from down south. It'll be a good electric atmosphere. But they have some talent on their team. Their quarterback is a 10th grader, and he's a gamer. He's had a lot of pressure, a lot of stuff he had in the face adversity-wise, but they do a great job. Their skill guys are playing DBs, playing receivers just like us, and they're athletic kids, and they can go to the house at any point. So we got to make sure we do a great job of containing those guys. And they moved the offensive lineman they had to running back, and he's a bell cow.
Jeez.
Yes, And I mean, he'll be one we'll have to get behind our pass and tackle him. So we just got to do the things we got to do and try to help ourselves and defensively and offensively try to help ourselves move the ball. They've given up some things, but they play some pretty good competition within those guys they played.
Yeah, when you said 0-5, a lot of people don't realize they're playing like the Catholic Montgomerys of the world, teams out of Florida.
Right, exactly.
So it's not like they're playing the Sisters of Mercy.
Right, exactly. So they'll be...
As a lot of people be 0-5.
Right, I guarantee you. So, again, but we look forward to the challenge with those guys coming up, and it's a good one-year deal we got set up with them, and it'll be a good game for us, man.
And, Coach, let me ask you this. This is something we're starting to see more and more of over the last 24 to 48 hours. A lot of guys are moving their games from Thursday to Friday.
Right.
You plan on that, or you guys stay on Friday?
We're going to try to stick with it on Friday. I think, the rain's going to get in here probably late. Hopefully that rain will get in here and after this game is over with on Friday night, after 9 o'clock. So we're going to stick with Friday for right now. We got, like I said, we got homecoming set up, and
it's hard to move all that.
Yeah, it's hard to move all that, and we got a good crowd when we set to be in here, and people excited about the homecomers coming back, and so we look for a great atmosphere. Our 7th, 8th grade is going to still play Lindsay Lane on Friday as well at 5 o'clock. So we're looking for a great night of football and hold good atmosphere and get it rolling, man.
Coach, anything else you need to tell everybody? I know you got a class right now. We're not going to keep you a long time today, but anything else you need to tell everybody?
Biggest thing, just to get everybody out to support us and support these kids during this second half of the season. And we look forward to our product we're putting out there on the field. And our guys seem to be still excited. It's easy to get kind of in a funk or whatever at this point when you're in the season and you're struggling a little bit and trying to get you another wins in. But our best thing. Football's in front of us, and we feel like we just got to keep playing and getting our kids exposed and getting them coached up, and our kids continue to work hard in the weight room, on the practice field, and do the little things we got to do to be successful. So we look forward to it.
Coach, I appreciate you, and we'll be back here next Tuesday with another edition of the Andro Williams Show. This is all we got from Sparks Energy this week. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.